Have you noticed how we've gone from this to this, or to even this? Some questions remain unanswered as to, is this normal? Are there any new furries, or is it just the old ones are coming back? Well, I've sat down for a few years and observed the trend that has been going on, and it seems to me that from Zootopia onwards, the number of furries in the public eye has been increasing, and it has been now that we can see that number not going back. And yeah, conveniently, there's been quite many furry-related releases in the theaters. However, people have been looking at the results of the phenomenon instead of the cause of such growth. So on today's video, we'll see how the furry community has experienced a great increase in number of members and some factors that could have contributed to this. Welcome to my channel. This is Xylee the Fox. When we talk about demographic growth, we can never exclude external phenomena such as the economy of a region, how well the culture is taken by its members, and how strong the social ties are reinforced in such a community. We can take this and put it into the scope of the furry community. The definition scope of economy for this video is that of how a region offers opportunities for its inhabitants so that they can make a living in that place. So we can say that economic opportunities in the furry community therefore imply the availability of business opportunities and economic development, which could attract people to the furry fandom. How can this be understood then? Well, have you ever bought art or a fursuit? Boom, there you go, that's business. Wow. The furry community has created significant economic opportunities, particularly for artists and creators. Many of us commission custom artwork, many of us commission fursuits, and others come up with merchandise like fursuit props, leading to a prosperous market for these goods. Such products can be sold online, but there's also room for events in the fandom. Take the example of conventions such as EntherCon or Midwest Furfest. These week-long gatherings generate substantial economic activity, attracting thousands of attendees, boosting not only the furry economy, but also local economies through hotel stays and dining. However, not only should we see these types of business opportunities, but we should also consider developers and other fields, many of which house an incredible number of furries. As a consequence, the furry entertainment industry can produce games and even opportunities for non-furry services, as we can see in Opera GX or VoiceMod. On another note, do you mind, please? I am recording a video! Cultural and recreational activities are another significant idea that can make people want to join the furry fandom. Communities with active social and cultural environments are often more popular, and the furry community is no exception here. We can find a heavily centered creative expression through art, storytelling, costume creation at fursuits, and performances such as dancing, such as acting, as we saw in different numbers of conventions. This focus on creativity attracts those who are interested in these activities, fostering in that way a vibrant and inclusive culture. In such process, conventions and meetups make their way in. For example, regular furry events provide recreational activities for the community. These events offer opportunities to socialize, attend panels, participate in workshops, and show your fursuit around, why not? The fun and engaging nature of these gatherings enhances the appeal of the furry community, making it more attractive for people outside. I mean, you just need to take a look at the fursuit parades and see how the crowd goes crazy when fursuiters start waving and playing. Last but not least, we need to consider the virtual part of this phenomenon. Online furry communities are a very fertile line for content creator. Many furries engage in these activities, including YouTube videos, Twitch streamers, and social media interactions such as Instagram or Twitter. These platforms provide recreational outlets and allow members to share their interest and talents with a broader audience, further popularizing the community and, what is also important, making a profit out of these passions. On a similar note, community engagement and social ties are something very important in the furry community. A strong sense of community, active civic engagement, and opportunities for social interaction can make a place more attractive for people who really want to make the world a better place. Events, clubs, and organizations that bring people together can foster a sense sense of belonging and, at the same time, engage in social activities to help the world. When we talk about conventions and general furry events, we can get the real feeling that these gatherings provide recreational activities for community members. These events offer opportunities to interact with like-minded people, making us feel that we are not alone in the world. Not only will we see the joy in engaging in the furry community as a way out of our regular lives, but also we will be able to show the world how we can make this society a better place for its members. The idea of conventions, organizing donations, and aid events for animal shelters clearly gives the general point in the heartwarming nature of this fandom. It is logical then that people who think alike and want to also help the world be a better place might be interested in joining. We live in challenging times, and unfortunately our world is far from being peaceful. Political tension, bellicose relationships among nations, and an undeniable social crack that keeps people fighting account for a world surrounded by hate. Yet, in the hearts of people like us, willing to help, willing to contribute to world peace, and willing to spread love and happiness along the way, stand out in such a context. Now, also though it may seem, we cannot ignore the fact that the furry community has indeed a problem with some rotten apples. The truth is, we all as a community do not tolerate such crooked behavior, and all we will always say is sorry on behalf of the community. It's everything we can say. The principle of growth in any area of the world might imply that the bigger something becomes, more prone to getting something bad inside becomes. However, I will also cue in the principle of revelation, which holds that every person who is well-intentioned and has noble attitudes will never stick around those who are ill-intentioned. Therefore, those rotten apples will solely be left in evidence publicly, thus being exposed, and eventually leave the place. It takes time, I know, but in the long run, those rotten people will disappear on their own, and that's the better part. So, to cap it all, these factors we also throughout the video might shed light on the significant growth of our community in the last decade. As a quick example, let me take the number of attendees from MFF 2013, which was 3,904 people, and compare it with the number of attendees in MFF 2023, which was 15,547. In sum, you can tell that a 294% increase in a convention attendance is not something that you just overlook. Something went on there, and during the last decade we can put into context all the factors that we went through and saw in this video to see how they might have contributed to the furry fandom having such a new wave of members. All in all, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know these analytical vlogs might not be so funny and probably they are a bit boring at the end, but these points I made maybe help us see that everything we do in the furry fandom is worth doing, and we are on the right track. Since we are all having a great success, if every day we have more and more members, then they want to be part of this great community. Am I right? On a closing note though, remember that you can show support by liking and subscribing as usual. This channel has been doing great lately, and it's all thanks to you guys and your support. This motivates me a lot to continue bringing the best quality content I can make. So all I can say is thank you. Thank you all so much. You guys rock. I hope to see you all in the next video, guys. Keep it fluffy. Meow.